Good morning and happy Easter from Remember the Children. Easter Sunday is a special Sunday for all of us, and we hope that this morning that you're finding time with your family to go online and celebrate the resurrection of Christ with your local church community. But this week we wanted to continue with our video updates, and over the last couple of weeks we've been giving you that challenge to pray. And we've been continuing to pray for you as we know you are continuing to pray for what's going on in this world. For there's a lot of uncertainty, and I know a lot of us, as we remain at home, are getting quite anxious. But you know, just this last week, we had a couple of very beautiful days, and I just decided that I needed some time to get outdoors. And so my daughter and I, we were outside, and we were weeding the flower beds and trimming the bushes and just getting ready for a beautiful springtime when my neighbor lady from across the street, who had been recently widowed, came across and asked if she could help. And being the kind of guy that I am, I just didn't want to put her out. And I said, no, it's okay. It's all right. Thank you for offering, but we'll be fine. And she kind of turned around, hung her head, and she went home. And about 15 minutes later, she came back. And she had a mat that she could kneel on, and she had her tools. And she looked at me and she said, I'm not asking you this time if I can help. I'm going to help. And I smiled and laughed, and she got down and she began to work with us. Of course, we were properly socially distant, but she began to share with me just the problem of loneliness. And then she told me there have been evenings that she just looked over at the chair where her husband used to sit, and she would talk to the chair just to have something to talk to. And so I realize now more than ever that all of us are going through situations where we're being removed from those that we typically spend time with. We might even be distanced from our loved ones, from our family who are closest to us. So I'm well aware of that. And I just hope that as we come into this Easter Sunday, that more than ever you are doing okay and that you are finding joy, especially today, that Jesus Christ is risen. Remember the Children is a very important ministry to my life, and I know it's important to you, or you wouldn't be one of our partners who has contributed to us in the past. And we're grateful for how you have been part of what we do as a ministry. But you know, changing the lives of children, providing that forever family, that eternal family, bringing new church life into communities that haven't heard the gospel, raising up leaders in Tanzania and Romania to lead the next generation, to bring the hope of Christ to people who do not know him. That's what we do first and foremost. Children, churches, leaders. And together we have been able to accomplish so much. And the mission continues. And together we can continue to make a difference in those communities. But you know, things have changed. Things have changed over these last weeks as we've seen this pandemic unfold. Our children that are in our homes have had to begin to stay home and not go to school. Our churches where there have been weekly worship gatherings have now been closed, and they don't have the online ability to do what we are doing with meeting with our churches via Facebook Live or YouTube. And we've also seen the opportunities to continue to develop leaders to kind of come to a new way of doing it, where we're spending time on the telephone or spending time through video conferencing. So we're in a new normal right now. And who knows as we get to the other side how things are going to begin to unfold. But we do know this, it is mission on. We continue to have to help the children that need the help that we have been given. We continue to be available to our church communities, and we continue to reach out to our leaders to make sure that they are okay and that they're pointing their communities in the right direction. But there's three things that we need help with right now that you could be a part of as we continue to work together to bring the life that is needed. Computers are still needed for our homes in Romania to continue with their e-learning. I'm so grateful for so many of you who were generous over this last week and how you provided the funds for us to be able to purchase 2 computers. So together we have accomplished something very significant. but I would like to see 3 more computers be available for the children, because 24 kids trying to share computer technology, you can imagine what happens if you just think about what might happen in your own home with a little bit of the elbows flying and maybe some voices being raised as the children try to do their lessons each and every day. But we also need to step up our child sponsorship. We have seen a shift in our income, and that's just a reality right now. We understand that. But those of you who might have the ability to provide for a child, you can go online, you can pick a child through Romania or Tanzania at our website. $35 a month would go to building so much and to continuing to develop the lives of our children. And lastly, even as our churches aren't meeting, they continue to have to meet the expenses. And they don't have the luxury of the technology that we do to bring online giving to their people who participate in their weekly gatherings. So what we want to do is just be able to help them a little bit by sending extra funding to help with the rent and utility expenses over these next couple of months. So we thank you, and we ask you to continue in your partnership. And if this leads to any questions, I invite you to call me or to email me, because I want to be in conversation with you. I'm doing my best to reach many of you by phone and by email as I can during these weeks. And we hope, especially through these video forums, that they've been an encouragement to you. But no more than anything, during these days, we continue to pray for you, and we ask that you continue to pray for us. God bless you, and happy Easter.